is one of the common elements on Earth, and it exists mostly as nitrates and nitrates. This element makes up the Earth's atmosphere at 78.08%. There are some physical properties of nitrogen which are odorless and colorless. It has density 1.2505 gram per liter. Nitrogen changes from gas to liquid, and nitrogen also changes from liquid to solid at negative 210 degrees Celsius. When nitrogen freezes, it is solid white, which looks like snow. And lastly, nitrogen also soluble in water. For chemical properties for nitrogen, it is an active gas at room temperature. When combined with oxygen, it will form nitric oxide in the presence of electrical energy from lighting or spark. Nitric oxide is more reactive than element nitrogen. Thus, when it combines with oxygen and water in the atmosphere, it will produce nitric acid. It will be carried to the Earth's crust during the rain. Therefore, it will combine with metals in the Earth's crust, forming nitrates and nitrate compounds. The importance of nitrogen is it is significant in the production of ammonia. Ammonia gas is colorless, has a choking smell, and is very soluble in water since it is a weak alkaline. Ammonia has vast industrial applications such as in fertilizers, explosives, dyes, household cleaners, and nylon. It is also a vital raw material to produce nitric acid. An important industrial process called the Haber process is used to manufacture ammonia on a large scale.
For the structure of ammonium nitrate, ammonium is a compound of nitrogen and hydrogen with the formula NH3. It has a trigonal pyramidal shape with nitrogen attached to the 3 hydrogen atom. Also, the nitrogen atom has a lone pair of electrons. Nitrate is a polyatomic, which is an ion composed of more than one atom with the chemical formula NO3. Salt containing this nitrate. The combination of ammonium and nitrate is called ammonium nitrate.
So, what is the fertilizer? Fertilizer is a substance that we added to the soil to supply one or more plant nutrients needed for the growth of the plant. So, what is the example of the fertilizer? One of the example of the fertilizer is we can use ammonium nitrate. So now, I want to talk about on how ammonium nitrate affect the plant growth. As the Shafa said before, ammonium nitrate is an odorless and almost crystalline salt. Ammonium nitrate in a garden and in a large farm, it may improve plant growth and will provide a ready supply of nitrogen from which plant can grow. But the most important thing is we need to make sure that we use the right ratio of ammonium nitrate. Why we need to use the right ammonium nitrate? Because if we use a wrong ratio of the ammonium nitrate, it will affect the pH of soil. The change of pH rapidly will affect the solubility and the availability of the other nutrients. So it will affect the plant growth. So that's why we need to make sure that we use a good ratio of the ammonium nitrate so that the plant will grow well and very healthy and get the enough nutrient. Next, as we all know, ammonium nitrate can mix very well with the other fertilizer. But we need to know something. Actually, ammonium nitrate cannot be stored for a long time or a long period because the tendency of the ammonium nitrate absorb the moisture from the air. So, if we want to use the ammonium nitrate, we cannot store them for a long period. So now, let's take a look on the advantages of using ammonium nitrate as a fertilizer. First, ammonium nitrate fertilizer can replace the soil nutrient that doesn't exist in some region because ammonium nitrate consists of high nutrient. Next, this fertilizer also can improve the level of the organic acids by returning to the soil because it can improve the soil quality that increase the soil content, that increase the organic matter content in the soil. Furthermore, this fertilizer also affordable compared to the other fertilizer. If we use ammonium nitrate as our fertilizer, we don't need to wait for the several weeks or months to see the result because ammonium nitrate provide a fast result. So we don't need to waste our time to wait the plant grow because we can use the ammonium nitrate to provide the fast growth. Why we say that ammonium nitrate is a good fertilizer? It is because this fertilizer follow the standardizer labeling practice and ration. This can reduce the risk of over fertilizer in the plant, so that it can reduce the risk of over fertilizing that can increase the pH soil so that it will not affect the plant growth. Hence, ammonium nitrate also can act as a disinfecting agent whereby it is possible to remove the potentially harmful component from the soil. So, I want to ask you guys, why ammonium nitrate is such a good fertilizer?
Ammonium nitrate is a good fertilizer because it is an efficient and immediate source of plant nutrition. It provides half of the nitrogen in the nitrate form and half in the ammonium form. The nitrate form is mobile in the soil water and immediately available for plant uptake. The ammonium fraction is taken up if roots grow nearby or after it is converted to nitrate by soil microorganisms during nitrification. Did you know when you gently heat dissolved ammonium nitrate in water, the solution breaks down to create nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas? It is because thermal decomposition occurs when a solution decomposes into nitrous oxide and water vapor at the temperatures ranging from 180 degrees Celsius to 250 degrees Celsius, but this should only be done in chemical lab under control, supervised settings, since ammonium nitrate can cause asphyxiation if ingested in large quantities and can explode at high temperature. And why laughing gas? It is because when you inhale the gas, it depletes the air in your lungs and prevents oxygen from getting to your brain and blood. This deprivation is what causes all the giggles. Some people even experience mild hallucinations. It takes about 2 minutes for the effects to wear off once you stop breathing in the nitrous oxide.
Now, we look at danger of ammonium nitrate as fertilizer. There are many dangers that we will be faced when we use it not properly. First of all, ammonium nitrate can cause a high concentration of salt to form in soil. This will be harmful to our plant. In addition, it changes the pH of the soil and kill a good microorganism in plant. Then, does not improve in the soil structure. The soil will be acidic and not suitable to plant. The rate of growth of plant is stunted. Other than that, it will cause the pollution such as water pollution. Now, we continue to other disadvantage of ammonium nitrate, which is it can cause an explosion. There is one big news about explosion because of ammonium nitrate, so let's talk about it. On Tuesday, 4th August, an explosion went off in the port of Beirut, Lebanon, that has devastated the city, killing over 178 and injuring over 6,000 people. Now, we look at this video. So from now, just be careful.
Manufacturing of ammonium nitrate consists of 4 processes. The first one is stranger process, followed by the priming process and the crystallization process, and the last one would be the granular process. However, today we will only focus on the first process, which is the stranger process. The raw materials needed for stranger process is ammonia and nitric acid. Ammonia is synthesized from Haber-Bosch process, whereas nitric acid is obtained by ammonia oxidation process. So, let's begin the stranger process. Firstly, we need preheated 60% nitric acid at the temperature of 165 degrees Celsius and preheated ammonia at 143 degrees Celsius. The two substances are then added into a stainless steel reactor. In this reactor, ammonium nitrate and water move to a cyclone-type separator to remove water vapor from its content. This is an exothermic reaction. Water vapor is removed in the form of vapor from the top of the separator, and this mixture moves down to the cooling chamber via the bottom separator. Once it's in the cooling chamber, the moisture content of ammonium nitrate is reduced up to 0.2%. After the cooling process, the mixture is then moved to a cooler where in this cooler, ammonium nitrate is solidified. After the solidification process completed, it is now called as ammonium nitrate solids. Once the solids are produced, it is then screened and then it is coated with clay. You must be wondering, why we coat ammonium nitrate with clay? Well, it is because ammonium nitrate is highly explosive. When it is coated with clay, its reactiveness to react with other substances is reduced. Therefore, once the ammonium nitrate is solidified and then coated with clay, it is ready to be used in the industry. What would you say is the most impressive discovery made in the past few centuries? Is it the computer, the car, electricity, or maybe the discovery of the atom? I would argue that it is this chemical reaction. The nitrogen gas molecules plus 3 hydrogen gas molecules gets you 2 ammonia gas molecules. This is the Haber process, a binding of nitrogen molecules in the air to hydrogen molecules or turning air into fertilizer. Without this reaction, farmer would be capable of producing enough food for only 4 billion people. Our current population is just over 7 billion people. So, without this process, over 3 billion people would be without food. You see, nitrogen in the form of nitrate, NO3, is an essential nutrient for plants to survive. As crops grow, they consume the nitrogen, removing it from the soil. The nitrogen can be replenished through long, natural fertilization processes like animal decaying. But humans want to grow food much faster than that. Now, here's the frustrating part. 78% of the air is composed of nitrogen, but crops can't just take nitrogen from the air because it contains very strong triple bonds, which crops cannot break. What Haber did basically was figure out a way to take this nitrogen in the air and put it into the ground. Today, ammonia is one of the most produced chemical compounds in the world. Roughly about 131 million metric tons are produced per year, which is about 290 billion pounds of ammonia. That's about the mass of 30 million African elephants, weighing roughly 10,000 pounds each. 80% of this ammonia is used in fertilizer production, while the rest is used in industrial and household cleaners and to produce other nitrogen compounds such as nitric acid. However, a study has found that half of the nitrogen from this fertilizer are not assimilated by plants. Consequently, the nitrogen is found as a volatile chemical compound in the Earth's water supply and atmosphere, severely damaging our Mother Nature. Therefore, scientists today are still looking for a new Haber process of the 21st century, which will reach the same level of aid without the dangerous consequences.